Howdy again, everyone. As Krista said, my name is Katie Snow, and I am the PD Portal Coordinator for TCall. The majority of my time is focused on everything related to the PD Portal. I eat, sleep, and breathe it. If you've ever contacted us about technical issues or questions about trainings, abilities in the portal, then we have probably talked in some form. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us today for our September PD Coordinators webinar. All right, so today we'll be covering several things: the 2020 to 2021 Literacy Symposiums, upcoming monthly webinars, internationally trained professional webinars and information, trainer webinars, PD Portal announcements, Teams information and update, Fall Institute that's right around the corner, and last but not least, PD Coordinator time. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, Paula, looks like you are up.
Okay, thanks, Katie. I just wanted to share with you, we have a literacy symposium coming up next month. It's a virtual symposium, so you don't have to be in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It'll be Friday and Saturday, October 23rd and 24th. And this is a collaboration effort between the Tarrant Literacy Coalition and the Literacy Connexus. And they have lots of great PD sessions, free of charge for your PD credit. The topics they're going to present in the sessions include digital literacy, workforce integration, high school equivalency topics, ESL, and citizenship. And then we'll have about 4 or 5 more literacy symposium in the spring of 2021. And when I have those dates, I'll share those with you as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Paula. All right, we have Krista covering in for Beth.
Hi. All right, so this is just a repeat of an announcement from last time, just mentioning the change agent. We have a statewide license. You can go to that website and use the username and password. And there are several sessions in the PD portal that are by Cynthia Peters that deal with the change agent and using that as a teaching and learning resource. So encourage your teachers to go to there and use this wonderful resource.
Awesome, thank you. And next we have Liz talking about Manager Monday.
Hello, everybody. So we do have our Manager Monday coming up September 28th. We had to move the date to accommodate the Fall Institute. And we will be featuring Ann Savino. She's going to be talking about IET trainings, what that looks like in our virtual world. And so registration will be available very soon. And then in October, we're going to be featuring Elena Madrid. She's going to be talking about workplace wellness. If you want to go to the next slide. And so registration will be available for that soon. And then on the last slide, we're going to have the upcoming Manager Monday dates that are coming up. So you could pencil those in. Do we even pencil in things anymore? No, probably not. But that's all I have. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Liz. And Krista, you are up next for announcements on Teacher Tuesday.
I was putting in the chat pod that, yes, I do pencil things in. I use a calendar with pencil every day. All right, next Teacher Tuesday is October 13th. And this is also with Cynthia Peters, the lady I was just talking about. This is holding an election during a pandemic. So it was some really good insights on how to discuss the election with your students. So please encourage your teachers to attend this. The registration is already available in the PD portal.
All right, thank you. And next we have Olga talking about Workforce Wednesday webinars.
Good afternoon, everyone. And I just wanted to share a little bit of information about Workforce Wednesday. I'm always excited about the Workforce Wednesday webinars. So right now we have I have the sessions booked from September, October, November, and December, and I am working on January through December of 2021. So what I'd like to ask of you is if you know of anyone, have any ideas or recommendations, I would be glad to have someone present. So right now we are looking for topics on helping students identify their professional learning goals and incorporating those goals into lessons, and just talking about career goals and helping support those students in the classroom. So if you have anybody that you know of that's really great at those topics, we want to have them share through Workforce Wednesday. So please reach out to me, olga.escamilla@tamu.edu. So excited to have new sessions. Next slide. So for September 23rd, we have Brandon Warren, and he's going to be talking about navigating the reentry landscape and assisting those formerly incarcerated with reentry resources. So he's going to talk a lot about the resources available to help people with criminal convictions, those that are hard to find. So he's from Lee College, and he has presented for the Career Navigators prior. So a lot of great information to share. Register in the PD portal, spread the word, because we can always use information to help our individuals with reentry. And October 21st, we have the Visas and Citizenship, where we will have the two individuals, Jennifer Juarez and Marcos Antuna from Northside ISD in the Alamo Consortium in San Antonio. They're going to be talking about visas and citizenship status and how they have done a lot of exploration and investigation into this, and they're going to provide a lot of really useful information. So join us for Workforce Wednesday. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Olga. Now I'm going to pass it over to Anne Marie to talk about Tech Intels coming up.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. And we have several new Tech Intel webinars coming up that I'm also very excited to share with you. So first of all, tomorrow on September 11th, Penny Pearson from the Outreach Technical Assistance Network will be back, and that's in California. And it's a wonderful resource. Sometime you should check out just the OTAN website. It's a wonderful website. And also, the topic tomorrow is going to be titled Ally, but it's Microsoft accessibility. And Penny's not going to be walking us through how to create an accessible document. What she's going to do is she's going to open the doors to the Microsoft accessibility resources that are available. And if you've never checked them out, you'll probably be amazed at all the different tools right on your computer already that will help your students with a variety of disabilities, whether they're visible or not visible. So come join us tomorrow, and it is a 90-minute webinar. So register in the portal. So next slide. And I am hoping that, oh, that's the next slide. Hold on, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Next month in October, we are going to bring back the labor market and career information websites. We have some in the portal, but we're going to be updating them. And I'm going to be welcoming Major Jones, who is an education specialist with TWC, in October. And on October 2nd, he's going to give an overview of the LMCI website, which has some new features. And he'll be also talking about Reality Check, which is a tool that you can use. And then on October 30th, he will be back again to talk about Texas auto codes and the Texas Skills to Work, which is part of the LMCI website. He does a lot of work with school districts all over Texas, so I'm really excited to have Mr. Jones with us in October. All right, so next one, I feel like there should be a drum roll here, is Marie Covert in the webinar today. Marie, are you here? I'm looking through. Krista, help me. Is she here?
I don't see her.
See if she's here.
I don't see her.
Dang it. All right. Well, thank you. I'd like everybody to just give a shout out to Marie in the chat pod, even though she isn't here. Marie Covert from Odessa College will be presenting her first Tech and Tell webinars in November. And she's going to be doing it on live binders. We did a Tech and Tell on live binders over 4 years ago. So we are going to update them. I'm so excited to have her presenting from Odessa. And so stay tuned for PD Portal registration. It's coming. All right, so got some more updates. I'm already planning December 2020 and January 2021. We are going to be updating quizzes, which we did several years ago, I think too, for a Tech and Tell. And also in January, we are going to be featuring Quill. And Quill is a digital writing resource. And for December and January, another new teacher is on deck to present for the Tech and Tells, and I'm going to keep her name a secret right now until we confirm it. And the dates are coming, and registration is in the PD portal. So, and both these presenters were actually suggestions. And so, next slide. And I want to say thank you because some of you have emailed me, some of the actual PD coordinators have emailed me and wanted to present, and so I just love featuring the teachers in the field on this website. So thank you so much, and Katie, thank you.
Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. It looks like next we're going to check in with Krista to see if we have any questions that we can answer.
There have been no questions. Everybody's just real excited about Marie, and Tracy
she
mentioned,
just joined us.
All right. The reality check is really cool for students, Tracy said. So.
All right. We'll go ahead and move right along to Liz. All right, Liz, you're up.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So many of you may have heard about the Internationally Trained Professionals English Language Learner Workshop Series that we rolled out. We had our kickoff on September 3rd. For those of you who were unable to attend, there is some pre-work for each of the providers. And that was emailed yesterday or today, I believe. It was emailed this morning through the Career Pathways listserv. So if you don't have that, you can go ahead and send me an email and I can share those resources out to you. I'm putting my email in the chat pod. But it is really important that if you haven't had a chance to look at the information that is on your screen, what we have shared is a provider reflection template. We're asking the program directors, along with your team leads, to fill out this provider reflection template about how or what type of services you're offering that are customized specifically for ESL for professionals. And then, so tomorrow we will be having a technical assistance webinar to answer any questions you might have about filling out that reflection template, as well as showing you how to navigate through Teams, on how to track these participants. And then we'll talk about some other items. You can register in the PD portal, and the items that you see on your screen is what the program directors will be discussing on September 14th during the Fall Institute pre-conference. So, and then on the next slide, thank you. We will have another webinar. This is on October 2nd. And what we will be doing is instituting an action research plan reflection webinar. And if you don't know what that is, well, I'm inviting you to this party Friday, October 2nd. Go ahead and for those of you who pencil it in, go ahead and pencil it in or click away to register for this event. This is for all program directors, not just grantees. It's program directors and the team leads. What do I mean by team leads? These are those special people on your campus. Everyone's special, but these are those folks that are in charge of managing systems or people. So it could be your distance learning coordinator, your standards coach, your lead instructor, your data assessment guru, your quality assurance person. You know who those people are. These are the folks that we need to attend on October 2nd. This is a provider project. So we need all hands on deck on October 2nd for an hour and a half. If you have any questions, send me an email. And
Thank you so much, Liz.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And Tracy is up to talk about TOT.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. We're having another Texas-style TABE 1112 online TOT, Training of Trainers, on Saturday, September 26th from 8:30 to 3:30. So this event, we will need PD coordinators to assign staff to attend this event. And we're going to ask that large consortiums like Dallas, Fort Worth, HGAC, and Region 20 limit 5, and other programs a limit of 2. So, if you have more people than that might need to come, please email me and let me know. I'll put my email in the chat pod in a minute, and we can have a waiting list and add if we have room. So please see if you have people designated in your programs that you might want them to become trainers to do Texas-style, the TABE 1112 online training to your staff or to your consortium. And when they go through a training of trainers, the trainers then have access to the training materials and everything that they need to train other staff to be test administrators. This is not for remote testing. That's a separate training, which is in the PD portal. But, staff first need to be test administrators before they can then do the remote training guidance that's in the PD portal. Thank you, Robin, for putting my contact information in there. So let me know if you have questions. A listserv announcement went out today.
Tracy?
So let me know if you have questions. Yes, ma'am.
Tracy, this is Krista, and I just got a question from the announcement, so I thought I'd ask the question right here because other people have that question. This is from, I am already a TOT for TABE, so would I benefit from attending this training? I was trained when we were only using TABE paper format.
Yes, absolutely. Because the paper training, and a lot of us went to that, it was for paper-based testing, and very few of us, well, I'm not doing it at all, but very few of us are doing paper testing in the field. Most programs have moved to online. So we didn't have that capacity at the paper-based training to train on the online portal, how to register students, how to give students tickets, all those things, reports, and all these things that go on in the online training. So this would be necessary or beneficial and necessary if you want the materials to train for the online TABE 1112 online. That's a good question. And Krista, if you get those questions, if anyone gets questions, we can, please feel free to forward them to me and I can answer them.
Right. That's why I just thought this was perfect timing.
Yeah, it is a good timing. Perfect timing. Right.
Oh.
And so that's just another thing to think about, especially if you were doing paper-based testing. You really, you've gone to online, this is very beneficial because it goes through all of the steps to train a test administrator how to do online testing. So.
All right, you ready for me to move on to the next one?
Yes.
All right.
I have another slide, I know.
Yes, for Best Plus.
So we are also offering another, we did this, I think in early August or late July. The time is just going so fast. A Best Plus 2.0 test administrator training. We're offering it via Zoom. And so we know that a lot of your programs, you may not be hiring staff like you were, especially if you're doing remote classes. We've just heard a lot of programs aren't hiring a lot of staff, and you may be reassigning roles to people in your program. You need more testers these days if you're doing it remotely. So we're going to offer this training virtually. And what I'm going to ask, we haven't gotten the registration up yet, and you won't see it on the calendar. What I'll do is send out an email to programs and ask you to let me know if you've got staff that need to attend and become test administrators for Best Plus. And again, this is not for remote testing. Someone has to become a test administrator first, and then view the remote testing guidance in the PD portal. So if you've got questions, let me know. Again, I'll be emailing the programs, and this will be a training. We can only take about 15 people, so that's why I'll want you to email me and let me know that you have staff that might need this training so we can kind of evenly spread it out around the state. This training, about 15 people in the training, because each trainer or test administrator, they have to show that they've understand the material that they were presented, that the trainers presented to them. We just have to have a smaller group. So anyway, stay tuned for that and let me know if you have questions again. Always happy to help.
All right, thank you so much, Tracy. And we're going to check in with Krista to see if we have any questions that have come up.
No questions.
All right, that's great. Next up is me. Looks like me. Okay, so we have a couple of new courses here in the PD portal. Please remember that if by chance you or a staff member miss one of the sessions, one of our regular webinars, that Manager Mondays, Teacher Tuesdays, Workforce Wednesdays, any of those, they are recorded, and they typically have a turnaround time of about 4 weeks. So just give us a little bit of time to get it in there. But for this month, we have Manager Monday, creating a quality AEL program starts with the heart. Workforce Wednesday, developing your superpower, emotional intelligence. This one is actually not in the portal just yet, but it will be hopefully by the end of this week. I wanted to still throw it in there because it will be very soon. Workforce Wednesday, serving corrections and justice involved individuals, how to get started. Teacher Tuesday, retention in the time of remote instruction, and beyond just remote teaching, a deeper engagement in online learning. All right, and a little information about active user reports. So I'll be sending out active user reports in the next few days. I'm hoping by tomorrow, maybe early next week. But please be on the lookout in your inbox and respond within the deadline. Usually I give about a two-week time frame. We skipped them earlier this year because of the craziness of COVID, so it's really, really important that we receive your feedback this time around. Typically when I send these reports out, we just need to know who to deactivate from your staff, basically people who have retired, moved to a different program, etc. It's really important just because we have a limited number of seats in the PD portal, and we want to ensure that anyone associated with Texas AEL can check out our awesome professional development opportunities. And in advance, we really appreciate you taking the time to look through the reports. Okay, I have one more coming up, and this is about our Wakelet resource. This was actually created a few months ago, but we continue to update and add to it. If you have any permissions and special access to tabs like My Team, Reports, etc., please look at this resource. It is very comprehensive and will guide you on how to do things like assign training to staff, use My Teams, view staff transcripts and completions, and even running reports. We'll cover a lot of this information in our upcoming PD coordinator session at the Fall Institute as well. So I'll put this link in the chat pod here in a few minutes, but please check it out if you have an opportunity, or you can also scan the QR code here on the screen. All right, it looks like we have Laura coming up next.
I was double muted. Hi, everybody. So just a quick note about webinar no-shows. So we have noticed that there has been quite a lot of instances in the past couple of months where we end up with these huge rosters of people who are signed up for webinars, and then maybe only half to 2/3 of the people who signed up actually show up. And in some of those cases, we have had situations where the roster is maxed out, and so there are people who are asking to get in, but they can't because it's at capacity, but then folks don't show up. So you can just see how it's kind of a common courtesy to withdraw yourself if you know that you're not going to be able to attend. We know stuff comes up. We know things fall off the calendar sometimes, and it's just, I mean, that's just kind of life, right? But if you have a meeting come up or you just know you won't attend, please go to your transcript. Click the drop-down menu next to launch, and you should have withdrawal right there. It's going to ask you a question. Why are you withdrawing? You don't have to tell us the nitty-gritty. You can just, click other and click submit. We're not collecting information on the back end or anything about why people aren't showing up. It's just kind of one of those system-generated things that's going to force you to submit a quote-unquote reason. And then also, if you have the opportunity, please relay this information down to your staff as well. Just same thing, just kind of common courtesy to withdraw if they're not going to show up. Next one, please, Katie. All right, and then this one, we're pretty proud of this one here at TCall. All of the PD Portal curricula, the PD Portal live sessions that have taken place since the beginning of the program year, all of the Literacy Texas sessions, and then all of the COABE sessions that have been requested are all in Teams. So all of that to say that you guys should have everything you need in Teams at this point as far as TCall courses and then those conferences that have been requested. We did find that a couple of the PD Portal curricula slipped through the cracks when we were adding things in there. We think we've caught them all at this point, but I think we entered over 200 different PD Portal courses. A couple of them were bound to slip through, but just shoot us an email, let us know, and we'll get them put in. So if you have any questions or, like I said, don't see anything, give us shoot us an email, pdportal@tamu.edu, and we'll get it taken care of. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much, Laura. I'm moving right along back to Tracy regarding the COABE sessions from this earlier this year.
Yes, I wanted to mention on this slide, COABE was different this year, as y'all know. If you had staff that attended, we had one day of COABE that was in June. So at this point, those June sessions are not going to count really for anything unless you got them into us before the end of last year. So I'm sorry to say that. But the rest of COABE occurred like July 1st through July 8th. And the sessions will also be active for 6 months from the date of the live session. So if someone was registered for COABE, they still have that option to go and view sessions that they didn't view in July. So they may be coming back to you, and you may want to make a note to yourself, pencil it in, to check with them to see if anyone viewed any of these sessions through the live 6-month date. I wanted to show you this screenshot here in Teams. Thank you for those of you that have turned in sessions already. We've already started putting them in. So we're labeling them COABE 20 in the title, of course, and then you can see the dates. The date is like 7/2 to January 2nd. So just keep in mind that that's the time frame. You may want to check back with your staff and see if they have viewed any more of the COABE sessions so that you can give them credit in Teams for entering those. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to email your PD specialist. Krista, Beth, and I, we put these sessions into Teams as well. So just let us know if there are any questions. And always please search before, we've said this so many times, please don't enter any national or state sessions. And please do a search to see that if it's been entered. If it hasn't, then turn in that conference session sheet to your PD specialist, and that will be great. We'll put it in and let you know that that's been entered. I think I have the next slide as well.
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and move you along to
Okay.
talk about Teams.
Thank you. So again, I know this is in here a lot, but we do have some new PD coordinators. Oh, somebody's puppy.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. My husband was mowing earlier, and I had to go out and say, like, can you be done on this side of the house? So anyway, it's real life here in our remote work land, isn't it? So I know we said this before, but like I said just a second ago, please don't enter any national or state sessions or anything that TWC does. Those are things that we enter at Train PD. And this is just a good reminder of the things that we enter and that you enter. You would enter, or your data entry staff or whomever at your program would enter the data, any local trainings that you have, that you put on, or that you hire a trainer to come in to do, or if you have a Best Plus trainer on staff and they're doing a local test administrator training, you would enter those events under your program, and the rest pretty much we enter. And if in doubt, please ask. That's where it gets confusing in Teams, is when other people go in and just enter the data. Teams doesn't stop other people from entering the national and state conferences. So it can get really confusing in there. Please ask. I think the main thing here is there are other national partners, like we've got World Ed listed here, Links, GD Testing Service, TESOL, and there's many other national places these days that are doing online professional development. So just fill out the conference session sheet, which is in the trainer community of practice. And if you, again, have questions, please ask your PD specialist, and they can make sure you have that sheet and submit it to your PD specialist, or trace me or Beth, and we will enter them into Teams and let you know when we have done that. So if you kind of do that throughout the year, that kind of helps to not have a whole bunch to do at the end of the year. So any questions about this, just let me know. And I need to say one more thing about the Best Plus training. I'm so sorry, I missed this. I need more coffee today or something. For Best Plus training, attendees would need a brand new trainer administrator guide from Cal, which is the publisher. And we call it a tag. And they've got to be brand new. They cannot be used. Cal is very specific and prescriptive with their training. And so the trainers, their job is to make sure that each attendee to a Best Plus test administrator training has a brand new tag, because nothing's written in it. It's intended for the attendee and the test administrator to write their own notes and do their own work in the book. So it needs to be a new one. And the attendee would also need to have the Best Plus 2.0 software downloaded on the computer. Say if they're at home, which most of us are, needs to be downloaded on the laptop that they will be using for the test administrator training, because the trainers, again, need to check, and they'll be using that software when they are going through the test administrator training. So just wanted to bring that up because that's very, very important. So anyway, thank you. Any questions, just let me know. I believe I'm done.
Thank you so much, Tracy. And it looks like next we have some questions. Do we have any questions in the chat pod, Krista?
Yes, Katie, there is one. And I think it's either for you or Laura. And it says,
Okay.
When will the transcript report for large consortiums be updated? The current one is last year's trainings.
The filter for that in reporting 2.0 has been updated. So there shouldn't really be anything else that we need to do on our end. I'm looking at the chat pod. Patty, I'll go ahead and reach out to you directly, and we can kind of investigate and see what's going on. Will that work? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move us on. Is there anything else in there, Krista?
That was it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I can touch base with her, and I'm going to go ahead and move on. And it looks like you have the next one for the Fall Institute.
All right. So everybody at Train PD has been going crazy getting ready for next week, which is the AEL Fall Institute. On Monday, September 14th, our pre-conference sessions, and we'll talk a little bit about those in a minute. And then the 15th through the 17th are the many breakout sessions. The link there is for registration, And our app has become activated, so everybody should be receiving an email to go along with an email for instructions on how to download and activate your conference app. Beth or Laura, do you have anything else you want to say about just in general for the Fall Institute?
Hi, Krista. It's Laura. I do have a specific comment about the app. So, for a lot of us, the app will feel very familiar, especially if you have attended Taley, COABE, and I just blanked on Literacy Texas also used it. It is through a company called, the app is actually called Attendee Hub. And you'll download the app, and then you'll go in and you'll search for the event, which is AEL Fall Institute. But all of that to say that you will only have access to the app if you have registered for the conference. So your first step is to register, and the reason that is the registration page and Crowd Compass, they talk to each other in the background, and so if you haven't registered, but you go over to Crowd Compass and you try to log in and you request what's called a verification code, it's going to dig into Cvent and say, is this person registered? And if you're not registered, it's not going to send anything to you. So step one, go register. And then shortly after you register, you should receive a email. Like Krista said, it'll tell you how to download the app or how to log in and access it on a web browser, because you do have those two options. So Tracy, I see your question. Who would people contact if they're having trouble registering for the conference? Registering for the conference, they can contact Beth, Deb, or myself. And then if you're running into trouble with the app, I am probably your primary point of contact, but I know that Beth can also help field some of those emails pretty well as well.
Okay, so not the PD Portal help desk, but one of y'all specifically if they're having trouble registering for the conference. I've gotten a few emails just since we started today about timing out on their conference registration. Then they can't get back in. They're not getting, a confirmation email if they get back in. They didn't register right, so what are they?
Sure, yeah. Like I said, registration, those things sound like they're probably best going to Deb. She really kind of led the charge on that side of things. But
good to know.
At the end of the day, honestly, y'all, if you emailed pdportal@tamu.edu, Katie and or I will forward those questions and field them as they come through. So it'll get where it needs to go. If that's the only email address they can think of.
Thank you very much. I think Liz has gotten emails as well. Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks.
All right, Beth, and I know you jumped on a few minutes ago. Go ahead and jump in if there's anything to add to what I said.
No, I think you've got it covered. We're just getting excited, looking forward to it, and working hard getting it all ready.
All right. Well, that sounds awesome. Let's go ahead and move on to Liz.
Hello. I think we've been talking about the Fall Institute, and so Monday is a big day. It is the Director's Strand, and it is going to be focusing on the intensive population. This is going to be for those internationally trained professionals as well as Corrections 101, and then we will have the VR integration portion. So when you do register in Cvent, ensure that you're registering for the pre-conference as well as the conference segment. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Liz. And we're still talking about Fall Institute, and it looks like Krista, you are up.
Yes. So these pre-conference sessions, we have the all-day session, which is the directors. And then in the morning is a half-day session. And Olga, are you doing the DL? Or Ashley, are all of you doing the DL? Did you want to mention your pre-conference? Nothing like throwing you under the bus real quick.
Especially me. I don't really have much to say.
Okay.
If you are part of distance learning, the only thing I can really tell you is there is going to be a really cool presenter they're going to have, she's a big ed tech presenter. But beyond that, I don't really know much about the distance learning, but maybe what they're doing exactly, but maybe Olga has something else? Or not?
Or not?
No, my apologies, but Olga does not.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
Hey, Krista, this is Laura.
Yes.
The people you're looking for would be Lori and Deb, who I think both of them are actually in a separate
Yes, they
meeting
are.
about the conference. But I do believe it's on the pre-conference. It is identified as distance leads or distance learning. And what I was trying to look up real quick in the app is if it is specific to distance learning leads or not. And so I can put that in the chat pod in a minute. But it does take place, and it is, I believe, the morning of Monday. So it's like 8 to 12:30, I think.
8:30 to 12, maybe?
Yes, that sounds, it's in that time range ish.
Okay.
I don't have those at the top of my head, sorry.
So I apologize for us sounding like we don't know what we're talking about. We really honestly do. But my focus has been on this part of the session, the PD coordinator session, which is for all of you that are here today. And we are real excited from 1 o'clock to 4:30, and we will be talking about PD basics, PD portal, and reports. So if you need more information, make sure you're there. PD tracking, the TCAL library, a discussion about PD content development, and some more. So if you have not registered yet for this session, please do so. And again, that same event registration login. And Laura's put in, it's 8:30 to 12 o'clock for the distance learning session. All right.
All right, thank you so much, Krista. I think we're kind of going in circles today with everyone.
Yes.
Tracy, we have you up next. Still talking about PD coordinator session for coming up with the Fall Institute.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to be talking about how do you track PD in your program so that, if a monitor comes and they want to look at how you're tracking who has their PAL, their literacy, their assessment training, all of the different trainings that your literacy instructors and staff, data entry staff need, how do you track it? I know we have given some recommendations through the years about how to do it, but what I'm looking for is someone who'd be willing to share how they do it if they feel like they've got a good system. If you'll contact me, I would really appreciate it. We would like to, at either, probably not Monday, I'm going to ask this again on Monday, but at other future PD coordinator webinars, feature some of you who would like to share how you track. And large programs would be great, smaller programs to cover, medium-sized programs so that we can cover all the bases in the state. So please contact me if you would like to share how you track the PD requirements for your program. And there's my email again.
Yes, and just to give some background on this.
Okay, because I was surprised you put this in here.
I am so sorry, Tracy.
You did not tell me.
When we did the survey to all the PD coordinators for what you wanted to discuss at the PD coordinator session, several people put in they would like to know how to do PD tracking, that some of you don't know even how to get started, or you have a system but you'd like to tweak it a little bit. So that's why we are asking you this question. So please email Tracy if you have something that you'd like to share, and we will make it a part of the session on Monday afternoon.
But I don't want to scare people either.
No.
I mean, it could be that because, like, you scared me a little bit with this slide here. it could be that, we could have a panel maybe at another PD coordinator webinar as well,
Yes.
because we, it just depends, because I thought I was going to ask this question on Monday. But anywho, yes, if anyone wants to share on Monday, we could certainly fit you in, but that's very quick. So just let us know. Yeah, Denton and Austin have great systems for tracking. Okay, thanks, Liz. That's good to know. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tracy.
Mhm.
All right, I'm going to go ahead. I think we have a few more left here, and we are talking about PD coordinator time right now. Is Beth taking this one, or are you, Krista?
I've got it.
Okay.
I've got it. I just forgot to change Beth's name from last time. So first of all, does anybody have any questions that that they've been wanting to ask about PD coordinator, your job, your position, anything like that? Anything that you want to share right now? We might have scared everybody away. Okay. Again, if you ever have any questions, make sure. Okay, here we go. Excellent question, Marie. Does anybody else feel a lot of pressure? All right, I'm assuming that you're talking about pressure for your position or to talk right now. So, yes. Yes, Denise, maybe just all okay. And Denise says all day, every day. Yes, I do believe that there's so much pressure, so many things, very busy. All right. All right, very good. Well, again, make sure that you register for Monday afternoon. We hope to have lots, I know we will have lots of really good information for you, some time to ask questions, and some other fun things to do that day. So if there are no other questions.
Krista, I went ahead and put your email there in the chat pod in
Perfect.
case anyone thinks of anything. They can send you an email shortly.
Okay. Patty, the registration for I will put that in there.
All right, and then we have our last minute questions. So this is your last chance for those questions. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat pod. If you happen to be thinking about something and have another question later, you can always email us and we can answer them for you. Let me wait for just a few seconds and see if we have any questions come up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move.
Good.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move on to our last slide. And just to thank everyone for attending today. Our next PD coordinator webinar will be on October 8th at 2 p.m. I'm going to keep the meeting here open for a few more minutes. Or if you have any other questions, feel free to let us know. Other than that, I hope everyone has a great week.